Hello. Hello. Of course, welcome one more time to Talk Shop, where we tell it like it is and let the chips fall where they may. And something we say all the time, and something we will continue to be saying all the time. Truth, crashed to earth, shall rise again. I kid you not. Truth, crashed to earth, shall always rise again. And we are seeing a lot of that lately. And it will continue. And of course, my favorite question that I ask all of you all the time, what time is it? And your favorite answer you give me all the time? Yes, it is nation time. It is nation time. And as I say all the time, nation time is an agenda. And please bear with us. We're going to be unveiling the agenda to you gradually. But there's a march coming, and once we set that date for the march, and once we bring you all the arrangements we have for the march, we shall launch nation time from there. But stick around, folks, because the best is yet to come. And stick around and always keep in your head this: no matter what, man, Ghana will rise again. Oh yeah, there are many hiccups. There are many challenges. But what is a world without hiccups? What is a world without challenges? The thing is this: there are the challenges, but we shall overcome them, and we shall prove to the whole world that this nation, this black star of Africa, will rise and shine again. It has started, man. It has started. Trust me. Today I want to look at something, This falls in the category of something I said some time ago, called "This Nonsense Must Stop." Let me tell you something, folks. Let me tell you something. Me and many people like me, we seem to confuse a lot of people. People do not understand us. Let me use myself as an example. Folks, I consider myself a radical. Radical. I consider myself a radical. And the thing is this: I consider myself a radical, and a radical in the sense that there are so many things that we need to treat with urgency if you want to move and move dynamically in this world. We have to treat them with urgency. And for me, generally, many people do not treat anything with a sense of urgency. It's like, lackadaisical attitude. No, I'm a radical. I know what I want, and I want it, and I treat it with urgency. Now, this is why I'm saying sometimes I confuse people. Because if you're a radical, people sometimes think that, this guy is a radical, then he must be in bed with extremists. KSM is radical, which means then he understands the mindset of the extremist. Let me tell you something today, folks. The greatest threat to radicals are the extremists. Why? Extremists are very, and sorry, for whatever reason, they are very narrow-minded. They don't think on the broad scale. They think in terms of just a particular direction. And that is the problem we are having with partisan politics and party politics generally. Party politics, you can't avoid it. Obia or where they want to stand. But what is wrong with parties is not the idea of a party per se. It is the presence and the strong presence of extremists in the parties. What I'm saying is this: the presence of extremists in all parties are those that hinder the progress of a party. Because extremists, they are one-sided. And that's what we're seeing in Ghana politics. And today I'm going to just look at just one particular side, using extremism as the point of reference, and then I'll tell you why, even though I think of myself as a radical, I believe that I can work better with moderates. The moderates are open-minded. They are moderates in the MPP. They are open-minded. They are willing to listen, willing to think. They are There are moderates in the NDC, the same. They are open-minded, they are willing to listen, they are willing to think. They may agree or not agree with you, but whatever it is, they have sort of like an open mind, a bit. Those are the moderates. So yeah, even though I consider myself a radical, I always have a problem with extremists. Because I think that a radical is not an extremist. We have a sense of agency, but at the end of the day, we want to work with people who are moderate, who have an open mind, and who are open to thinking and discussing things about the nation. Well, why am I saying all of this, folks? There's something that has happened in Ghana recently. And listen to this, folks. You remember there was a news that said the national security or a group of armed soldiers, that's how the story started. A group of armed soldiers have invaded the house of King of Satire, who is the former finance minister. And they just raided it. He was not in town. The wife was in, blah, blah, blah. But basically, it was a Rambo style raid into the house of the former finance minister, right? And there was all these debates and talk. Social media went agog with how wrong that is and everything. And then while all of that was going on, or as soon as that began to sink, then boom, another story of another raid. And this time it was the house of the former governor of the Bank of Ghana. And according to the story, the kids were home, the wife was home, and there was this, again, Rambo style raid. And the thing about the Rambo style raid is that it is very traumatic, especially when children are in the house. But that was the news around, that there was this kind of Rambo style raid, and I think the minority leader even had a press conference, talked about the raid and things that have been stolen from the house and all the very, very, very nasty things that allegedly happened during the raid.
Unfortunately for the governor, some 10,000 cedis on his bed could not be found. So some of these hungry party foot soldiers that they use, who parade themselves as national security operatives, after all, perhaps not even being paid, and they use this opportunity to steal. The governor's wife's earrings and necklaces were also not traced. They couldn't be found. In other words, those operatives stole these earrings and necklaces.
So I'm sitting down and I'm thinking, please, listen to me very carefully. I'm not saying that I'm talking about equalization. Just think with me a bit. Think with me a bit. You see, when the MPP took over also from the MDC, there was equally an amount of Rambo-style invasion, allegedly by national security. Folks, I remember George Napo, his version of how he was raided and how he had kids in the house. The kids were screaming. They didn't understand. All of a sudden, the whole invasion of soldiers coming into the house to raid the house, and the kids were screaming. And of course, this experience will traumatize any kid.
On that fateful day, when my house was raided by AK-47 wielding national security operatives, when they banged on my door, creating fear and panic, sending my 6-year-old child into a state of hysteria, into a state of fear. We had members here. They never commented on it.
You know, and there was another sort of like invasion on, what's the other character's name? Kujo Chumbuafu. Okay? So I'm just using just two examples of unwarranted Rambo-style invasion under the MPP against two people. I'm just using them as examples. So under the MPP, Kojo Chumbuafu and John Jinapo, the two that I know, there were others, happened under MPP. And then we get to NDC, and a similar thing we are hearing now has happened. That Ken of Operatives' house has been raided. Similar way, BOG, governor, his house has been raided. Similar way. And it's going on and on and on. And this is my point, folks. This is my point. Trust me, the extremists in both ends like what is going on. I started thinking right away, look, there's something that I don't understand about this. And I'll be very truthful with you. I said, there's something I don't understand about this. What I know is this, that even the national security, before they enter and raid a home, or they enter and search, or they enter to arrest, there must be some kind of legal basis. Like they go to the court or some legal basis, and the court says you have the right to go ahead and raid before they can do that. That's what I was thinking. But I did some research, and I come to find out that the national security automatically has embedded inside it the authority and the right to defend the republic. That's what they call it, the republic. The republic is the country of Ghana. And so if they have reasonable suspicion, listen to this, oh. If they have reasonable suspicion that there's somebody acting unlawfully in the republic, and which is causing some kind of harm to the republic, then they have a right to intervene. They don't have to go to court, as I was thinking before. Once they have reasonable, that's the thing there, once they have reasonable suspicion that certain actions are taking place and it is against the development of this nation, it is to the detriment of this nation, the national security has the right to come in and arrest, they come in and search without any injunction from the court. That is what I have been made to understand. Okay, so basically when they went and invaded Ken's residence with whatever reasonable suspicion, it is within their right and within their mandate. And when they went to the governor, it is within their right and within their mandate. And when they went to John Jinapo and did that to him, and when they were harassing Kwejo Chumbuafo, it's within their right and their mandate. What I'm saying is this: can't there be a human face to this? That's all I'm saying. Oh, can there be a human face to this? If there's a human face, all I'm saying is this: yes, you have the right to go and search, you have the right to go and arrest, but honestly, folks, when you enter a premise that is somebody's house, who the wife is there, the children are there, there must be a way to conduct the business professionally. Call the man, bring him outside. This is why we are here. We have instructions to come and search, blah, 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 blah. Nicely, respectably, and then go and search all the searching ones, because he can't stop the search because it is under your authority and right to search. So do that. All I'm saying is this: this Rambo style invasion must stop. That is not what makes you powerful in government. Too. Say, when I send the NIB, they go with Rambo style, giddy, 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 and soldiers, 20 soldiers jump off the van with guns cocked, AK-47, to do what? To go into somebody's house because you have the right? And then you want to go and search, and you move like you're going to a war zone? Please. All I'm saying, let us put a human face to it. And it is this radical, inhumane way of searching that puts people off and then becomes a partisan issue. Now it is a partisan issue. The MPP is treating it as if during the MPP nothing like that happened. And the NDC too is treating it as if this is the time to do it because it happened to us. That is not the issue, folks. That That is not the issue. It's not whether it happened to you, so let me revenge, or I'm getting back at this. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with one thing. The national security must have a reasonable suspicion to move in. Now here's what really puzzles me. Here in Ghana, we seem to forget that the strongest arm that we have, the parliament, parliament, and there are many parliamentarians, especially now, many MPP parliamentarians who are crying wolf. The majority, like my good friend Afenyouma King, actually has a press conference that they went in and they stole things and all the allegations.
Unfortunately for the governor, some 10,000 cedis on his bed could not be found. So some of these hungry party foot soldiers that they use, who parade themselves as national security operatives, after all, perhaps not even being paid, and they use this opportunity to steal. The governor's wife's earrings and necklaces were also not traced. They couldn't be found. In other words, those operatives stole these earrings and necklaces.
But here's the thing, folks. The thing is two main things. Number one, whether we like it or not, national security has a right. Maybe they are abusing the right, maybe they are turning to a personal vendetta, but the point is that when they have reasonable suspicion, they have the right to move in, whether we like it or not. Number one. Number two, folks, whoever is the national security minister who is in parliament, you know how in parliament, the parliament has the right to call any sector minister. If there's something going on in some sector they don't understand, the speaker has the right to call the sector minister to parliament and let the sector minister explain exactly what is going on. We as Ghanaians, we are owed that duty. National security owes that duty to explain what is going on. So all this I'm saying is this. Instead of the coca in parliament and having press conferences and they've gone and then that and this and that, it's all noise. Simply, I think whoever is the national security minister in parliament, summon him, let him come before parliament and let him explain to parliament exactly why those actions were taken. As I said, these national security has been empowered to do this. But it must be reasonable suspicion. It must be based on reasonable suspicion. So call the minister. Call the minister before parliament. Let him come and explain why that happened. And if there's a reasonable evidence that they have, then submit that to the parliament. If it's something that is not in the interest of national security to expose, then fine, call the minister and sit in camera. Well, it's funny why we say sit in camera, but it means no cameras are allowed, nobody's allowed. It's a very private thing, and let them explain. All I'm saying is this, that the noise about the invasion and all of that is just noise. Let's bring them to parliament. Let them answer to Ghanaians why those decisions were taken, because they have the right to do it. But we don't know whether it's a personal vendetta or whether it's a legitimate right. So let them explain to us so that we know. Oh, so this is why we entered the BOG's house, BOG governor's house, because of this and that and that. Or we entered the finance minister because of this and that and that. There must be specific reasons. And they should explain that they have a reasonable justification for doing that. But all I'm saying is this, folks. I am saying, sir, I understand. At first, I didn't understand why national security thinks they have the right to just do what they are doing. But the law is this. If they suspect and they have a reasonable evidence to suspect that certain things are happening that are against the Republic, then they have the right to move in. So let us accept that. But I'm saying, even with the right to move in, can we be humane about it? Can we not turn it into a war movie? Please, oh, you're going to the house of somebody, you go with, what, 20 soldiers? Because you think that maybe they also have a military there waiting for you. I think it's just machismo. It's just showing sexually we are powerful. And we come and people who have that uniform on, when they jump into a place to go and search, the tendency is for them to just act as if, say, we have come, we are on a search and destroy mission. It shouldn't be. Because it shouldn't be a search and destroy a motive. And that is what all of us are doing. So it happens to the NDC people under the MPP, macho style, machismo, Rambo style, invasion. And it happens under the NDC to MPP people, macho style. I heard, what's his face? Mubiansa talking about when he was arrested under the MPP. Complete macho style. Several military people, AK-47s. Why? You can't even call him on the phone. We expect you to report to the military intelligence, whatever intelligence, at 2 o'clock on Monday. That's it, and deal with it. And what's his name? Smart, Captain Smart. He too tells us the macho style kind of arrest. They came with him with guns, cocked, like taking him to jail. All I'm saying is this, Massa. If Captain Smart has said something that is illegal and blah, 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 you want to do it, does it require a Rambo style movement? To say the Moko. And then you continue my border now. My border, I'll tell you very soon what you can be doing with the boardroom. But please, me, I'm just saying this because I see that this is going to be constantly repeated. Okay, now, NDC is in power. I don't know how long they will stay in power. I don't know how long. I don't care how long. But eventually, one day, it will be another MPP coming or some other party. The question is this. Should we maintain that any time that the parties change, there should be this Rambo-style military action? That's what I'm asking. If Ghanaians say, yes, that's what we want, then we find the side. But if we can all think aloud and realize that, yes, hey, I don't know, BOG, when you look at social media, the kinds of stuff that they say that the governor has done, and if you look at the social media, the kinds of things that they will say that Operatives has done, but that's why we have the law. That's why why people can get that evidence and then move. And it doesn't have to be moving with 20 soldiers. That one, dear, I disagree. But what I agree with is this, that once national security can determine that somebody is acting against the interest of the Republic, they have the right to question and to move in. But I'm saying, put some human face to it small. There are kids in the house, and then all of a sudden 20 soldiers have come to arrest the father. It is very traumatizing. And I'm charging you, you are professionals. You are professionals, and definitely you know how to do this professionally. It is done. Especially when the person is not resisting arrest. As in the case of the governor, we hear he was very calm and he was explaining. I was in there, you and I were not there. But that's what we have been told, that he was very calm. And especially when the object of your attack or search is calm and is cooperating, you don't need 30 military people. You don't. If they happen to be resisting and they are also grandstanding, blah, blah, yes, then you have the right to arrest the person, calm them down, then you have the right. But in the case where maybe the man is not even in town, it's just his wife and kids at home, and you take 30 soldiers there, up and down, it doesn't work whether it's under MPP or whether it's under NDC, and yeah. So I'm telling you, I'm charging national security right now. Please, I'm sure you have many respectable officers and people in there who are professional. You can sit down and have your own discussions on how you professionally protect the Republic, because that's your duty, and nobody's arguing with that. But please, this Rambo style, silly, it's not working for anybody. So today, that's all I came to talk about, because the talk is, they say it has become a partisan issue. Look at what the NDC is doing. Almost one by, they are going to blah, blah, blah. NDC, blah, 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 blah. And then the NDC people will respond. By Saturday first, when the NPP came in, and blah, 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 blah. Folks, two wrongs do not make a right. The only thing that will make it right is that we put a humane, professional face to the activities of the National Assembly. It's a different thing. If you're going to fight Galamsey people and you've been charged that you should go and abandon Galamsey, and we'll get to that, then I can understand that you're going in with guns, because all the Galamsey, especially the ammunition that they are holding in the bushes, and they are armed, ready to defend the loot. So if the soldiers, if you have been told to go there and fight them and fix it, yes, then go with 50 soldiers, go with 100, go with 200. Go with guns and get ready, because the Galamseyers are destroying the land and they insist on doing it. So I'm trying to say, yes, if you're going to do that, then yes, going with the full force, going with the Rambo style, and put an end to Galamsey. Please, if you have to go and question the Bank of Ghana, no matter what they have done, the governor, or the ministers, anything, please put a human face to it. At the end of the day, the weight is in the evidence you have against them. That's where the weight is. That is the evidence that you're going to take to court to prosecute them. So the whole weight is in the evidence and not in the number of soldiers that go and ransack and toss things. Even if you have to go and search, there's a way to do it. And funny enough, all this relates to law and order. Where can you relate to law and order? The law is this: if the national security suspects that you're doing something that is not in the interest of the Republic, the law says they have the right to come in and make sure that they correct it. But then, when the law says put a human face to it, don't go and ransack the place and terrorize children and let the children be screaming. Don't go and do unruly things, Rambo style. That is the kind of order I'm talking about. The law allows it, but the humane face of it is the order. I'll come back again, folks, because I keep talking about law and order. I say that is the basic problem. So let's fix it. Let's bring back law and order. And when we bring back law and order, it doesn't matter whether we are under NDC, NPP, CPP, whatever. The law and the order is what is prevailing. So there's rule of law. So let us take this and digest over the weekend, man. And we will be back again soon with Talk Shop. Okay, folks, on the 29th of March, I want you to come to Cactus Creek, man. We just be sipping, eating, and having lots of fun. And by the way, all of you who want to learn how to use beads, how to make beads, how to attach beads, everything you can do with beads, we have a teacher there who will be going to teach you on beading. The date is the 29th of March, and the place is Cactus Creek. And the time, March the 29th, from 2 to 5 p.m. Eat, sip, drink, and learn how to make beads. Stick around. Whatever you say, Charlie, Ghana will rise again.